part that I've already recorded, but it was way too long and I rambled. The stats. Hello and welcome back, my friends. And today, this is a new video series, and if you've read the title, it depends on how I title it. I'm going to show you the Soviet tier 8 premiums, heavy tanks, and I'm going to tell you what I think of them, and then I'm titling this series which tier 8, which Soviet premium is best for you. Probably heavy premium, but whatever. Long title, work in progress. But I'm not going to answer that question for you. You've got to answer that question for yourself with what I show you, which is hopefully something good. First off, today it's the IS-6. Yay! I've already recorded the battles, and yeah, I recorded everything. I'm just re-recording this part. So, there are technically 6 Soviet tier 8 heavy tanks, premium heavy tanks. I only own 4 of them, and the 5th is really just an IS-6, just reskinned and renamed, and entirely separate, kind of like the T-34's 1776 and the T-34. They're both different tanks. You can have both of them in your garage at once. So yeah, the 6th tank, the KV-5, I do not believe is I believe it's a heavy tank. I just don't believe that it's a good one. I also don't own it. Those are the reasons why it's not being reviewed, or whatever. So, compared to the other ones, first off, I'm going to explain why there's 2 tanks here. And for those of you who are observant, it's because this has the second gun, this has the first and original gun. This is the original Soviet tier 8 premium heavy tank. And yeah, so with the gun that I choose to use for reasons that I'll explain in battles, I've explained over and over, it has 1925 DPM. I mean, it's 6% worse than the IS-5 or IS-2SH, which are effectively the same gun. There's this thing. They both have the same gun. They both have the same gun as the Defender. This thing has a D30A, this thing has the D30. Yeah. With the D30, you get an increase of 23%, which is 400 and what is that? 438 DPM increase, something like that. I mean, that's not massive, but it is enough. And then yeah, it's 1925 is yeah right between the IS-3 Defender and the IS-5 and IS-2SH. Penetration 221. That's the same as these 4 vehicles. They all share the same gun with variations. However, 175 on the original gun. You're losing 36 millimeters penetration. 400 alpha with all these tanks. Yeah, I mean, they're 122s. 4.81 rounds per minute, 5.09, 4.71. Defender is lackluster in the DPM department, okay? But as I am biased towards Defender, there are things it shines in. IS-6 with the other gun, 5.91. 1.1 more, 1.1 better rounds per rate of fire, rounds per minute. Reload 12.47, nothing spectacular. 11.79, nothing, I mean, that is spectacular, I suppose, for 122. 10.16, that's amazing. But there's downfalls. 122s, they're all, yeah, 1400 meters per second shell velocity compared to 790. That's what APCR gets you, and that's what AP gets you. Aim time, 2.81. It's not the worst, but it's not the best. IS-2SH has amazing aim time. Defender has not much worse aim time, so Defender looking good. 2.9 on the IS-5. IS-5 has horrible gun stats, just an FYI. 2.81, it's exactly the same on these 2 guns. The only thing that changes with the IS-6 between these, the 2 guns, is the penetration and the rate of fire. That's everything, only thing that changes, so yeah. Dispersion, 0.389. Exactly the same as the 4 compared, except for the defender is better. Defender's better. On movement rotation, 0.23, better than the IS-5 because, yeah, IS-5's gun stats are mediocre. Same as these IS-3 defenders better. Would you look at that? 6 degrees of gun depression. It's not bad. Defender's better. 20 degrees of elevation. I have to hand it to this tank. It excels at elevating its gun by 2 more degrees than the defender. Speed, that's the first down. Well, not the first downfall, but it's one that's significant. 35 forwards, 14 in reverse. 14 in reverse is, yeah, average pretty much. You get 12 with the SH, 15 with the defender. Defender's better. 35 forwards, however, compared to the other two, is just not good. 42 forwards on the IS-5, 42 on the IS-H, 40 on the defender. Defender's better. 770 horsepower engine. Average. Defender has worse horsepower. But power weight ratio, 15.06 base, 15.82 on the IS-5, 14.52 on the IS-2SH, 14.4 on the defender, 15.06 with the other gun. Yeah, nothing special. 12.6 on effectively. However, that's a change. You're dropping 2.4 horsepower per ton because of terrain resistances there. 13.2 IS-5. IS-5, yeah, great. Defender's better. Look at those ground resistances. Look at those. However, Defender really sucks on soft terrain, I've got to admit it. And the IS-6 is actually best on soft terrain. So yeah, there's that. Hooray. Don't know what to say about that. 180% credit coefficient. That is pretty average. Nothing crazy like a Lurver. Or super pushing. That those things print credits this tier. Angry Connor has 230% credit coefficient or something like that. Best, one of the best in game. Joint best or second best, something like that. 165 on the defender. Defender's worse on credit making. I've got to admit that. Apparently they don't have the info for these two tanks. Yeah. So, I mean, nothing special there. 253 V range, nothing special there. Defender's apparently better. I don't believe that stat, but whatever. 1470 hit points. Yeah, that's something this tank really kind of sucks at. Health, look at that, 1470. 1500 is the average at this tier for a heavy tank. IS-5 is better, IS-3 Defender is better, IS-2SH is 1500, IS-3 has 1500, KV-4 I think is 1500, 1570, Tiger 2 is 1600, VK-4502A has 1470, Carnarvon I believe has 1600. So yeah, it averages around 15 to 1550. So yeah, this thing's below average health. Weight is 51.12 tons, which is why this IS-5 is better. It's faster. Yep. And again, nothing to really gloat about. Remember, weight's weight. Hull armor on paper, this thing has garbage hull armor. Look at that, 100, 160. Compared to Defender, 116, 95, 63. 5 millimeters less on the side, 3 millimeters more on the rear, 16 on the front. Or 130, 160. 30 better on the front, 120, 120, 60. 28 better on the front sides. Yeah, so it looks worse. 150, 150, 100. Also looks worse. Defender 261, 181, and 105. Or, IS-5, 201, 129, 90. It's the shape of the turret. It's the shape of the armor that matters. Yeah, I'm done with stats. I've taken forever. It's late. I need to stop recording. 4 battles, 40 minutes into the video, into making the video, and I still haven't gotten one that I want to show. I've gotten ones that I shouldn't have lost. I've gotten ones that, I made a mistake and died, but the team should have won, but they didn't. Yep. What? Does this guy not know where the best spot on this map is? Does he not know that you don't go that direction on this map? Anyways, I'll be running this tank with the second gun, not the first gun. And there are a fair few reasons for that. First off, I will talk about the penetration. 175 versus 221. That is a large difference. A massive difference. You're talking about 36 millimeters of pen difference. I mean, you can also talk about the fact that one's APCR and one's AP. APCR has less normalization against sloped and spaced armor. Not spaced armor, against sloped armor and compared to AP. That doesn't matter. Really, it doesn't. I mean, normalization in this game is a joke. Because, yeah, hits can show you where you can and can't pen, and yeah. I'll then talk about DPM. The only advantage the stock gun has is the fact that it has 400 DPM more. That's 1 round per minute, 23%. So you're getting 23% better DPM. Do you know what you lose for that? Penetration. So you're losing penetration to gain DPM. It can make sense. Sometimes I do that on tanks that I feel like have a lot of potential, but not with the top gun. I mean, top gun has good pen, but low DPM and stuff like that. But in this tank's example, if you're using the stock gun, you're not only firing more often, you're less likely to deal damage with the shots you do fire. So you're just wasting credits anyways. And that negates the shell cost difference. And shell cost, yeah, I mean, sure, you can argue about that. But if the difference is negated by what I just said, then what's the point? Wow. And then another thing. If you're using the stock gun and not the upgraded gun, or second gun, or whatever you want to prefer to call it, you're going to be firing a lot more APCR, or premium rounds. I mean, you're not going to be firing a lot more APCR, you're just going to be firing a lot of premium rounds in general. And premium rounds cost more than the standard rounds on this tank, or they cost roughly the same. They have less pen, 217 compared to 221. Okay, that shot shouldn't have bounced. So you got that. You're getting less pen for more money. Okay. What about DPM then? If you're firing APCR more often than not, if you're firing prem more often than not with the first gun compared to the second gun, you negate your DPM. Because if you fire APCR with the stock gun, or first gun, say 2 to 3 times more than you do with this gun, when you then firing heat with this gun, you're going to sacrifice your DPM. Your 23% DPM increase is going to drop to 5%, maybe. Because you're going to go from almost 2400 DPM to 2000 DPM. So yeah, you negate that DPM. And you're doing it with less penetration. 4 millimeters doesn't seem like a lot, but it is, especially if you're paying more per shell. I don't know if you are, though. Let's see, 1930 for APCR. You're definitely paying more. 4,000 for APCR. You're paying 900 more per standard round. But when the standard round has more pen than the premium round, that costs double it with less damage. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to run the stock gun. I know some people still prefer using the first gun on this tank, and so be it. If they've learned how to use that gun and have used it for a long time, good for them. I'm not one of those people. I have not had this tank. I have not had before the gun was introduced. I did not own this tank. I have only had it for like 8 months. Gun was introduced shortly after the Defender, which has been in the game a year and a half. So yeah, there's that. It just doesn't make sense to me to use the the first gun compared to the second gun. I know a lot of people will say otherwise, or they used to say otherwise, but the prem really hurts it. And so, with that game, it was really incredibly fast, 2 minutes 54 seconds. I fired 7 shots, got 5 hits, 4 penetrations, did 1600 damage, which is the third on the team. Came pretty much bottom of the team on XP. Made 70,000 after repairs, and we supply 40,000. And the most majority of our repair cost is to provisions and ammo. So yeah, showing a fast-paced game, talking about guns. Okay, my recorder was doing funky things. Bottom tier against Promo. I've had 1 win. Anyways, I'm trying to show what these tanks can do. So I'm trying to answer which tank is best. This tank, it's pretty average. I mean, it does decently at taking hits. It can deal damage occasionally. I mean, decent damage. I mean, it's not super slow, like say a what is it, Lurver or a T-34. But it's not really fast. There are faster Soviet Tier 8 premiums. It doesn't print credits that well. Buy a Lurver T-2064 or Super Pershing, whatever you want to call it, for that. Okay. Hey, dude, there's tanks over here. Yeah, you're getting shot at. Did you know this? Cool. 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 Weird. It's not specialized in anything, really. It can brawl, it can kind of face hook, it can work certain ridge lines. It doesn't have a strong suit in anything. Its DPM is alright. IS-2SH and IS-5 beat that. Accuracy is decent. IS-3 Defender is better. Turret armor is alright, I suppose. Defender is better. IS-5 is better. IS-2SH is worse, though. There's that going for it. That's a bad shot. So he's gonna get the third one out. Yeah, it doesn't print credits like other tanks at this tier. It doesn't deal massive damage like other tanks at this tier. You can get it massive damage, of course, but there are just some tanks where it's super easy to deal lots of damage, and this isn't one of them. You can't just play really stupidly and expect your armor to work. It's not one of those tanks. You actually got to use your armor profile to your advantage. I know, what a shocker. Yeah, you aren't gonna hit every shot. It just has nothing particularly special that stands out to me. And watch as I die. Yep. Yeah, amazing team. I mean, yeah. It is a nice camo. And I haven't shown the legendary one. I should do that. But yeah. It's just an average tank. It's a tank. It's a premium tank. It'll make you credits if you do decently in it. It will bounce shots against low tier tanks like crazy. If you use the armor correctly. If you don't use the armor correctly, you'll still get bounces. You'll still get damage. You'll still get credits. That's the legit camo. This is also the final battle. I'm done. But in my opinion, if you want DPM or really good gun stats, you this is your only option if you don't have any of those. You play the IS-2SH. That thing has amazing. I feel like the gun's really good. Like, I really enjoy how the gun is. I don't particularly enjoy the rest of the tank, but the gun is amazing. If you just want to be armor, just massive amounts of armor, get the IS-3 Defender, or IS-5. IS-5 is attainable, IS-3 Defender isn't. If you want burst damage, obviously Defender. If you want to be hold down and be the best hold down out of this comparison, yes, get the Defender, which you can't. But there's only one weak spot on the turret, the Defender. If you want to work ridgelines, Defender or IS-2SH both have 7 degrees of gun depression. So Defender's actually better because IS-2SH is rear turreted. Yeah, if you want if you want speed, IS-5 all the way. IS-2SH is also decent. If you want a really cool camo, Defender has an amazing camo in my opinion, because it was one of the first like that. It's got blue lightning. IS-2SH has a camo that looks very similar to this. IS-5 doesn't have a legendary camo. Oh wait, it does. Yeah. This looks more authentic. So yeah, if you just want an all-around premium tank, you can buy it any time without having to complete an event or have level 10 level 10 clan supply level 10 or personal supply level 10. This is your tank. It's a generic tank, really. I mean, I hate to say it because I know there's a lot of IS-6 fans, but that's what this tank is. It's the most generic out of the 5 Soviet premium tier 8 heavy tanks. It doesn't have anything unique going for it, like this thing. It's rear turreted. That's unique. Like this thing, it's got an all-loader. Like this thing, it's cheap. And it's okay. This is it, like an IS-5, IS-8, I suppose. KV-5, it's unique because of how massive it is, how the armor profile works, that you can ram things like crazy in it if you can hit them. It doesn't even make the best credits out of the bunch, I don't believe. I think this one makes the best, possibly. I mean, it doesn't have the worst of anything, really. It doesn't have the best of anything, doesn't have the worst of anything. Yeah, that's just my thoughts. If you want a tank that you can get anytime, get this tank. If you want to be getting tier 8 premium, get this tank or get the T-34. T-34 is not as brainless to play, but this one, yeah. If you have all the other tanks and want another tier 8, don't have this one yet, get this one. That's pretty much all I can say. I don't play this tank very often compared to other tanks. I play the Defender a lot. I play my Lurver if I want to make credits, or Super Pershing if I want to make credits. I just don't play this tank. And this is ×5 weekend, and then I just do it to get the free XP, or crew XP. So, I hope you all enjoyed. Kind of depressing end, really. A defeat and then that outcome. But if you enjoyed this video and like to show that you do, and show your support, please don't forget to hit the like button down below. Subscribe if you're new, and comment on how much you hate me for saying this is a generic tank. Or comment on which one you think I'm going to do next. Or comment on if you think this series idea is good. And with all that being said and done, to say see y'all, have fun, stay safe, bye, and it is late and my voice sounds worse for wear.